This sucks, but it will fix skinny fat within 8 weeks if you do this correctly. Now, I'm not going to talk about a bunch of gimmicks or fad diets or silly things just to stand out and sound interesting on YouTube like a lot of people will do. I'm going to cut straight to the point on what you should do if you have fat to lose and muscle to gain. And you want to do that as fast as realistically possible without drugs, and let's just be real, without the best genetics in the world, because a lot of people out there giving you advice just quite frankly have amazing genetics, or they've never been out of shape themselves. So it's a completely different game if you're starting with skinny fat. So straight to the point, if you have fat to lose and muscle to gain, we want to avoid the typical cutting and bulking, and here's why. Anytime you go on a cut and drastically drop down your calories and start doing a lot of cardio, maybe cutting out the carbs as well, you will lose some body fat, but you're very much likely to lose more muscle tissue as well, because anytime you're in a deficit, you will be in a catabolic state. So your body's going to be basically wasting away. And if you have a lack of muscle to begin with, you're certainly not going to look better by the end of doing that. You're literally going to end up a smaller version of skinny fat, or just flat and stringy. So then you probably think to yourself, well, I best go on a bulk then. I have size and muscle I want to gain. Let's get on a bulk. And for most skinny fat guys, that's going to make things worse before they get better. If you have a side boob or a belly or lower back fat or double chin or just pudgy arms that don't have any definition like me, then as soon as you start eating any calorie surplus, you're going to feel fat, you're going to dislike how you look, and you're not even going to be sure if what you're gaining is actually muscle. And by the end of it, you're going to have this big old mammoth of a cut waiting for you. And if you make any mistakes on that, you might lose some of the muscle you've gained. So this is kind of what should I do scenario. And to be honest with you, it was doing those cuts and bulks that made me become skinny fat in the first place. So how do we fix skinny fat? Well, the best thing to do is start with a body recomposition. There's a particular way that I've tried with over 242 men that has successfully fixed skinny fat in as little as 8 weeks. So how do you actually do a recomposition, and how do you do it effectively for a skinny fat physique? And this is why it sucks, because if you want to see visible changes in the next 8 weeks, you're going to have to really lock in and get focused, which means a bit of sacrifice, a bit of discipline, and a lot of hard work. And I know that's not popular or fun to say on YouTube, and some people will be clicking off the video going, oh, what? It's not easy and quick like everyone's telling me. Puh. If you want someone to lie to you, there's plenty of that on YouTube. I'm here to tell you the truth, because if you really want to fix this, I want to be the guy that points you in the right direction and actually makes a difference. Because for me personally, it changed my life for the better. So I'm going to break this down into 3 simple to follow steps. The first thing is a non-negotiable. Your food needs to be precise. And when I say precise, you can't be in a massive calorie deficit, because then you're going to be doing a traditional cut and you might lose a lot of muscle and not as much fat as you'd like. And you will certainly run out of energy, start to crave sugar, and have all these blips when you mess up. And that's just going to get you nowhere. But if your calories aren't low enough and they're tickling over that surplus a little bit, you might just look the same for the whole time, or slowly gain fat and not even realize it. So your food has to be absolutely spot on. Now, you don't need to be obsessive. You don't need to panic if you go over by 50 calories, but you need to have a general idea of where those numbers are. And to make sure you get this right, I have a free nutritional blueprint to work out those numbers, or use an online calculator as long as it's correct. I just know that if you use this, it will be correct. But if you want to use an AI one, go ahead. Once you've got those numbers worked out, we want to aim for a small calorie deficit, probably around 300 to 500 below your maintenance. So let's just use some very lazy maths. Let's say your maintenance is 2,500, take away 500, that's 2,000. That's your target. And then of course, your protein needs to be substantially high. We're not here to argue about how much protein is needed. It just needs to be significantly higher than usual. For me, I like to aim for 1 gram per pound of estimated lean body weight, and maybe just eat a little bit more than that if I need to. And then to make sure this is 100% correct, there are 2 strategies you can follow. You can track your calories, so you can be a little bit flexible, swap things out. If you want a protein shake today, have a protein shake today. If you want a chicken breast tomorrow, you can have a chicken breast. And that way, it's a little bit more manageable to stick to and be flexible and keep things interesting. And that's personally the approach I like to take, because I think meal prepping can be very boring and very restrictive. However, if you like the monotony and if you like the structure of a meal plan, that can work exceptionally well, and it's a little bit more easy to manage in terms of decision fatigue. So get your calories, divide it by how many meals you're going to eat a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, and put together some meals that you would happily eat on a regular basis to hit those numbers. It could be your typical chicken, broccoli, rice if you fancy it, or it could be something a little bit more exciting like a peri-peri chicken wrap with some salad, whatever. I kind of do a little bit in between. I pick the meals I know I can eat regularly that I enjoy, I track them, and if I get bored, I swap them out. Like I said, it sucks, but if you hit those numbers and you do that for 8 weeks straight, you would substantially change your physique. It's ridiculous. So many people are looking for the best plan. The best plan is the one you can stick to and progress with. So make sure you set those numbers up correctly and start paying attention to your food. That is 80% of it right there. Secondly, instead of doing all this cardio and all these star jumps and high rocks and CrossFit, we want to aim for getting stronger in the gym. Because if you have muscle to gain and you're not challenging challenging your muscles and giving them any form of overload, they will not change and they will not grow and they will not adapt. And if you do excessive cardio, one, you're taking away energy from the strength training. So by the time you get back to the strength training, you've spent your limited energy and calories on running. So the performance is going to be crap. And two, your body adapts to what you put it through. If you're running every single day for hours upon end, why would your body keep the limited muscle it has already? It doesn't need it. It just needs to be fast, light, and agile. So you'll get fitter. But if you're trying to build a physique, it's not the most optimal. Instead, prioritize your strength training and strength progressive overload, and then use cardio as a supplementary addition to that. For example, this depends on your work schedule. I have a lot less free time than I used to. I tend to train 3 days a week. I literally do a pull, push, legs. I keep it very, very basic, and I track my reps, I track my weight, and I focus on adding strength, time under tension, and improving my form. And that way I'm able to keep muscle whilst losing body fat. Whereas back in the day, I would do drop sets, supersets, well, there's high heart rate, get a good pump, but I wasn't really challenging my muscles. They weren't going to grow, and they certainly wouldn't keep their strength in size. So I did shrink and lose a lot of gains. Kind of went back to my default skinny fat physique. So keeping the strength gains high is paramount. And you've got to meet yourself where you're at. This might be machines. This might be home workouts if you're brand new, like push-ups, bodyweight squats, dips. Or if you have injuries or postural issues you need to work around, machines in the gym can be fantastic. Or if you're already in the gym and you're training great, stick to the basics like bench, squat, deadlift, bent over row, pull downs, etc. You don't need to overcomplicate your training. You just need to make sure you're doing it to a high standard and you're pushing yourself considerably. And the best way to do that is track your workouts, review your form, and adjust. And then thirdly, but not last but not least, speaking of adjustments, this is where most men go wrong. They start a program, they start a diet, they start training, they see some progress in like 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then they get bored, distracted, their body hits a plateau, it stops working, they lose interest, and they just fall off. This is why so many guys start in January, and you speak to them in March, and they're already planning for next January. You need to learn to adapt with the changes that your body has. Everyone's different. I've had some clients not hit a plateau for 12 months straight, and they've just kept adding strength, kept losing body fat, and their diet and training stayed the same, and it's worked the whole time. And then on the flip side, I've had clients hit a plateau within 3 weeks, so they've needed very specific adjustments to their nutrition, training, rep schemes, and their actual lifestyle and schedule. And some guys have ever-changing schedules with their work week, so they need to be adaptive around that. There's no one size fits all. And that's why this kind of sucks, because you can't just pick one easy plan and just wing it. It needs to be built around you and adaptive around you. What got you here won't get you there, so you need to make adjustments. And this is one of the most important things. That is why I get all my clients and why I suggest you track your workouts and your performance and your weigh-ins and your progress photos. Because if one of those things stops working, you can easily go back to the data and make adjustments instead of just hoping for the best or trying a whole new workout routine in general and just hoping that works. If you follow these strategies over the next 8 weeks and stick to it and review it and adjust it, you can fix skinny fat in a very short amount of time. Here's a couple of examples of an 8-week transformation following this strategy. Here's one of my 8-week transformations a few years ago when I gave this a go and figured it out. It can be done, but look, the hardest part is actually doing it. And the bottom line is most of these guys had my accountability and planning and structure, so they knew what to do, they knew it was going to work, and they didn't doubt themselves, and they just got it done, which is why they got the results in such a quick time frame. So because of that, I've decided to put together a 8-week recomposition coaching program to take you from being skinny fat to getting lean and muscular in literally 2 months. So these 3 steps I've just given you, I will actually coach you one-on-one through those steps. I'll provide you with the right nutrition, I'll provide you with the right training program, but most importantly, you'll have the accountability, weekly check-ins, and planning ahead because everything changes over time. I've just started a recomposition and I've had a stag do. I've got 2 weddings coming up and 2 holidays coming up. So most people are like, oh, don't start your diet now, wait until you get back. But then when I get back, it's Christmas time. There's always going to be something going on. So we always benefit from having that accountability, structure, and planning to keep us focused instead of getting distracted and waiting for the next convenient time, because shock horror, there isn't one. If you like the sound of that program, it's called R8. It's an 8-week program. We start on September the 7th. So if you want to register your interest for a space, because they are limited, there'll be a link pinned in the comment section or in the description below. So register your interest, and when those spaces go live, you'll get first dibs. And that's if you want my help going through this exact program. If not, give this a go yourself. Or if you want to know a little bit more about how we go about fixing skinny fat, you can watch this video over here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully my milkshake has not gone off in the heat. Lovely job.